Welcome to CBT News with Bridget Fitzpatrick.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to CBT News. Thanks so much for joining us today. Hyundai Motor Group is taking to the sky. South Korea's largest automaker is committing to the development of flying cars. Hyundai is currently planning a full lineup of aerial vehicles that the company hopes to see navigating skies within a decade. Earlier this year, Hyundai showcased its flying car concept at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. The automaker developed the concept alongside Uber Technologies. Once available to the public, the company believes the vehicles will be initially piloted by service providers such as Uber before becoming completely autonomous by 2035. After driving off the lot in a brand new Tesla Model Y, a California family watched the glass roof of their new SUV fly off the vehicle. The family said they began hearing a strong amount of wind while driving. Believing that a window was open or a door wasn't completely shut, they began checking the vehicle right before the entire glass top of the Tesla flew off into the wind. After inspecting the vehicle, Tesla service representatives concluded that either the roof had a faulty seal or that the seal was never applied. Tesla has often been plagued by quality issues, but the company has never had a complaint of an entire roof detaching from a vehicle. No one was hurt in the incident, and one family member even poked fun on Twitter, asking Elon Musk why he was never informed that Tesla now sells convertibles. A former CEO of Volkswagen and Porsche is stepping into the startup space. Matthias Mueller has been named chairman of Swiss EV startup Pake. Mueller will work on Pake's board to help guide product development and corporate strategy. The company is mostly known for its 2019 reveal of the Mark Zero sports car concept at the Geneva International Motor Show. Mueller will help the company move forward with launching its first production model in the next 2 years. The company's goal is to have its sports car ready to sell by the end of 2022. Toyota is lowering its dealer ownership threshold for certified auto body shops. The company recently dropped its ownership requirement for certified collision repair facilities from 51% interest to a 15% stake. Toyota's national manager for service and collision operations, George Irving Jr., said that the OEM has always felt the need for a Toyota dealership to be involved with the process. Irving said the new setup is, quote, in line with the times. Coming up next on CBT News, we share our exclusive interview with Alan Weiss, business coach, speaker, and New York Times bestselling author.
This segment brought to you by Lodlinks. This is CBT News, the voice of the retail automotive industry. Subscribe today.
Dealership leaders are always looking to get the most out of their teams. They're constantly looking for ways in which sales and service can take the next step. Our guest on the show next is Alan Weiss, and he's a business coach, speaker, best-selling author, and leadership expert. He joined us on CBT to talk about how leadership can foster high performance. Take a look.
What can leadership teams do to create and foster high performance within their teams? Are there any certain principles that you adhere to that you can share?
Well, the first one is that organizations love to look at best practices, but the trouble is they don't look at best practices internally. And so the first thing you do is, what are our individuals or our teams doing exceptionally well that we need to share with other teams and other individuals? So the first thing is look at internal best practices. I did that for Mercedes once. In North America.
Okay.
And they felt they were getting their lunch eaten by some of their competitors. And they said, we want you to go to our competitors, find out what they're doing better. I said, are some of your stores working better than others? They said, sure. I said, why don't we find your best stores, bring everyone up to that level?
Yeah.
Like the conceptual breakthrough. So, but that's what we did.
Yeah.
So the first thing is internal best practices. The second thing is that you have to monitor and measure. And you have to monitor and measure what your customers are feeling.
Right.
Not what your employees solely are feeling.
Right.
So the key is, a bank asked me, look, go in, talk to tellers, talk to the platform management, and find out, how they feel the service levels are. I said, I'm not doing that. I'm going to stand outside the bank, and I'm going to talk to people as they walk out. That's the only thing that matters. So you have to be sensitive to the people who matter. So I'll tell you one more thing. There was a fabulous study done of advertising agencies, and it turned out the advertising agencies had a lower opinion of themselves than their customers did. So their customers thought more highly than they did. But the problem here is, therefore, the agencies weren't charging enough money. The agencies were over-delivering. They were
Wow.
spending too much money.
Sure.
Same applies to the automotive business.
All right, you can catch the rest of that conversation with Alan as he shares more on building strong leadership in a dealership from top to bottom, right here at cbtnews.com. All right, guys, join thousands of other auto industry professionals by becoming a member of CBT News today and start enjoying access to the day's top stories, exclusive interviews with industry leaders, shows featuring today's top trainers, event coverage, the CBT News podcast, and much more. And while you're here, be sure to check out Diversity in Automotive, hosted by Corey Mosley and sponsored by True Car and Car Now. That wraps up our show for today, but be sure to follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter. I'm Bridget Fitzpatrick. Thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day.
Thanks for watching CBT News, the voice of the retail automotive industry. This is CBT News, the voice of the retail automotive industry. Subscribe today.